Ladies and gentlemen, the reports are finally coming out that Trump had all kinds of fits and meltdowns, and he has been going out of his mind and raging, leading all the way up to the indictments. And it is leaking out in the news that he literally had a meltdown over the weekend, over the Russian probe. Now, if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you be that upset? Why would you have a meltdown if you've done nothing wrong? And the investigation is, what he say, fake news, and they're not going to find nothing. And then all weekend long, he's been deflecting. Oh, look at Hillary. Look at the Democrats. And then today, oh, look at Obama. You know, this man, he wants everybody to look away so badly. But I was looking at some of the news stories, and it's really coming out how this man literally came unhinged over the weekend. But I'm going to go ahead and play this clip from News One with Roland Martin.
Here's what is hilarious to me. So the Wall Street Journal, conservative editorial board. Oh my God, Mueller needs to resign. You got Janine Pirro, whatever her name is. I mean, she's trying to lock her up. And all her nonsense, but she should know about that considering her husband went to prison for all of his transgressions as well. 66 count indictment.
Lord have
it's hilarious watching this. This is when you know there's truth.
Yeah.
Because nobody acts unhinged when it's false.
I mean, at this point, they're trying to discredit the one person that has infinite amount of credibility. Robert Mueller being the former FBI director, being the person that came in and cleaned up the NFL and a couple of their messes and a couple other major cases. I mean, the guy has literally infinite amount of credibility when compared to a gentleman that literally lies for a living at this point in time via Twitter. The echo chamber is in full swing right now, and it's going to be in full swing until these indictments are unsealed, and then it becomes, oh man, it's corrupt.
It's a little bit more than an echo chamber. It's more like living in an alternative reality. So obviously, conservative comms has now become about making up reality and changing the story completely and talking about something completely different. It's going to be pretty difficult, Glenn, to escape a federal indictment. It's going to be pretty difficult to run away from that.
But here's the piece. Here's the piece, though, before I get to Glenn here, about the legal piece, Malik, is that for this White House, oh my God, y'all doing this because of tax reform. No.
Right.
It's because your guy Manafort was the one who changed the party platform when it came to Ukraine.
Right.
When it came to Carter Page in his meetings, when it came to Michael Flynn. I mean, and then all of a sudden, I love how they somehow want us to believe that Hillary Clinton is in the White House.
Right.
I mean.
See, now they don't have anybody. Obama's gone and Hillary's
right.
Now.
It's like that's what's so laughable to me. Is like, oh my God, even Corey Lewandowski, the Clinton administration.
So here's the reality. It's no longer a reality show. It's now real. Okay, so you can't tweet your way out of this. You can't spin and pivot your way out of this. There's going to be an indictment. And so at the end of the day, like Pennsylvania is at will state. As an employer, you can hire and fire at will. Politics has no such thing. There are consequences, and we're about to find out what they are.
This also is about power. I keep saying, let's stop acting like it's not. It's about power. Here's more on ABC This Week yesterday.
The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not imploding. When you control 31 governor's mansions, when you control legislatures, House, Senate, and the White House, more importantly, the judiciary, you're not imploding. Yeah, you have these internal fights, but this is about power. This is not about principles or character or morals and values. They want to maintain power. Trump is the vessel that allows them to do so. And so they'll fall in line. Jeff Flake, that wasn't courageous what he did.
He was going to lose.
Courageous is to still run. Courageous to say, I'm going to campaign around Arizona and speak the truth. And if I lose, that's fine. I'm not giving anybody props for giving a speech and cutting and running. No, you stand up and you stay in the office. You challenge them. That's how you do it. But people have to stop thinking the Republican Party is dead. They're not. And when you see what's happening in North Carolina, what is sadistic what they're doing, what is undemocratic, with Wisconsin, those states, we ignore what's happening in these states. Texas, 5 times they lost in the federal courts where voter ID cost $3 million. It is real what they're doing in the states.
And of course, I lay all it out because, again, there's this reaction, this sort of coalescing around Trump. This is where the politics comes in, because he is their vessel to maintain power.
Yeah, I mean, it's
well, actually, they don't really need him. They could have Pence in there. That's one thing that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, no,
because he's so unpredictable now. They really can't funnel the power they want into what they want because he doesn't have exit.
Yeah, but here's the reason you don't want to go there is because what you don't want is the political hit of disarray.
Right, yeah.
You want
disarray.
Go ahead.
But there will be a political hit if you lose a president and have to bring in the vice president. But second, I think when it comes to discussion of power, I'm a fan of McConnell, I'm a fan of Ryan, but to a very large degree, they ceded their power as a Congress to the White House. Which, I
don't think they have much of a choice on that.
Well, they have a distinct choice. You got
a guy steering the ship that doesn't know what he's doing. That's why I'm saying that
you have one of the greatest strategists and tacticians in Mitch McConnell. Yeah, if it was not for Mitch McConnell, we'd have Merrick Garland as the Supreme Court justice right now.
So here's the thing: we got to get out of this thing of Trump not knowing what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Okay, and he beat a slew of Republican candidates, and then Trump, the Democratic Party.
Got it.
So, I mean, let's be clear. This guy has power, and he's going to continue to try and use it to extreme amounts. And we're getting ready to find out how checks and balances work.
All right, Glenn Ivey. So let's talk about this legal piece here. So Mueller has been taking his time, has been talking. Now all of a sudden, we hear that he has gotten an indictment. No one knows who it is. No one knows if it's somebody we know, somebody we don't know.
Right.
How does someone like him build this case?
Well, normally you start low and work your way up to the top. We'll see if that's the strategy when they unveil this indictment today. I mean, we're hearing speculation about Manafort or Flynn or whatever, but it really could be anybody at this point. And they've been very tight about not having any leaks on the information. But either way, even if he starts with Manafort or Flynn, he still has plenty of time. There's no rush. He controls the calendar and the clock in whatever way he sees fit, and he can build the case in any way he wants.
And when you talk about taking your time, I have to remind people, Watergate took 900 days. 900 days from the moment the break-in took place to Nixon resigning. I mean, obviously, we're operating in a different world today. Because with social media, I mean, things are moving lightning fast. It wasn't just, every morning then folks are waking up, waiting for the Washington Post at 5 a.m. No, now they're dropping stories every evening at 5:30 p.m.
Right.
Forget the next day's newspaper. And so things are a lot faster. But you also have, based upon everything I've seen, he has assembled a team that's expert at money.
Oh, yeah. He's got definitely a group that's outstanding, actually, in those kinds of economic crime investigations. He's also got the cybercrime and foreign affairs investigators that are on that team. So he can cover a range of topics. He can go wherever the investigation takes him. And if he feels like he needs to make some additions, he can always pick up additional attorneys.
What do you think about the case running through New York to avoid the president pardoning somebody?
Yeah, I don't know that he's going to have to pay much attention to the pardon issue because there's nothing he can really do about it. Like with Iran-Contra, Reagan ended up pardoning Caspar Weinberger, but the investigations moved forward on the track that they would have gone anyway. I think that's what Mueller will do too.
So,
go ahead.
So here's the thing. When there are papers reporting this indictment will include collusion, potentially treason. In your expert opinion, is it on the table or off the table?
I mean, I just don't know yet. It'll be interesting to see. Typically, in these kinds of investigations, they don't start with indictments.
Okay, as you can see, this was probably taped a little before the indictments. We know that Paul Manafort and Rick Gates were both charged. Okay, There will be more charges coming, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so just sit back, because if you think Trump is having a meltdown now, he's going to really have more. I don't believe this is going to all stay at the low level. You're going to see some people higher up on the food chain get more criminal charges on them. So right now it's the two people. Another person was charged back in July. And I think what he told Mueller led to the two charges that we saw today. But make no mistake, there are more charges and more people that will have criminal indictments put on them through this whole thing. Personally, I think Mueller has all of the information that he needs. I really do. Tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. And if you can make a donation to my channel, please do. And I just want to thank all of you that have made donations and all of your support and your kind words that you have given me. It's deeply appreciated. Peace, family.